Today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Stop putting your online data at risk. Go to expressvpn.com/inside.
Howdy there, folks. You're probably thinking to yourself right now, where's my gaming news? Well, the folks over at Inside Gaming felt entitled to a small break for the holidays. So, what we have for you instead today is a little show that aired on something called Rooster Teeth Television. And that show is Big Motherfucking Crab Truckers. Now, if you're not familiar with Big Motherfucking Crab Truckers, it's a one-page RPG about crabs, like myself, who drive truck. So please, sit back and enjoy Big Motherfucking Crab Truckers.
Today, we are playing Big Motherfucking Crab Truckers. This game, it's basically an extremely simple version of like D&D, or a tabletop role-playing game. The whole rule set is only one sheet long, if you can believe it. Oh, and it's about gigantic crabs that drive rigs across the country hauling freight. Their leader, their benevolent ruler, is the beautiful crab goddess.
All hail Her Majesty
I
the
love
Queen, the goddess.
We love crab goddess.
Her beauty is unparalleled.
Ain't nothing like her.
Really quickly, if we could just do a round of introductions.
Hold on, I gotta get my... My name is Big Bertha. I'm the biggest bitch you've ever seen. I'm yoked. I'll snap your in a half a second. I don't know where the crab mouth is or how crabs breathe, but somehow this finds a way to smoke like a chimney. I'm a big dumb.
So she's the lifter of the group. That's a class in this game, is lifter. Because, you know, you're constantly taking things in and out of trucks.
There she is.
There I am, bitch. One of my skills is just stupid bitch.
Yeah.
I go by the name of Streets Hennessy. I'm a chaplain, but I'm also not afraid to get into a scrap, and I'm also a firearms expert. I worked as a stockbroker for 15 years before one day I said, "Hell," and I stood up, I left my desk, and I killed my boss. I couldn't be tried in the court of crabs because they respected me too damn much, and I pray to the goddess that I can keep driving on these routes.
And
Cheers on him.
finally, our special
Cheers.
guest star today, Jacob.
That's me. I am Fartibus Crustworth III. I descend from a long and slightly inbred dynasty of undersea drivers. For I am a driver, you see, and as a fiddler crab, I've got my big claw here. I'm quite a fine fellow, but beware my astounding asymmetry. I've trucked for so long that my big-ass left claw has been fused to the wheel while my ragged right one fiddles and diddles. I am agile, for I have 8 legs, only one of which needs to floor this thing. I am purely an offensive driver. Molting time has almost come, and I must shed my shell, but who knows when it may happen.
There he is.
There he is. No krill, no thrill.
Big Bertha and Streets Hennessy, you're kind of hanging out in a trucker bar right now. You're between jobs. You're both sort of guns for hire in the trucker world. Now, Jacob, you just pulled into town.
Oh, yeah.
You have a very special cargo that you're hauling. It's for the crab goddess herself. 20 head of beautiful longhorn steer that you're hauling in a big double trailer. They need to get to the top of the mountain by Barnacle Day.
Four-wheeling in the swamp tonight, under the moonlight, where the critters roam. To cut through, we shine a spotlight. You better hold tight. To me, this is home. I need thrills, I need spills. You can keep your money and them dollar bills. Pedal to the floor tonight. Let's ride. One shot, jump ahead out the door. 2 shots, never feeling one more. 3 shots, I'll be knocking on the door. Moonshine, take another sip of that moonshine.
So if I arrived at the truck stop,
You have.
okay. So I roll up to the door and I say, I need 2 companions to see how many head of steer was it?
You got 20 head
20 head of
longhorns.
steer to the top of the mountain by Barnacle Day for the crab goddess.
Did you say crab goddess? I'm the biggest, meanest in this bar, and I can haul long head, steer, whatever the you just said, like no one else.
Excellent.
I stand up from the bar, pushing my stool out. I'm wearing a cloth. I'm a crab of the cloth, and I say, "Have you use for a lot of legs on that rig?"
Indeed, I do, man of the cloth.
And a load of guns.
We shall deliver. Come on, let's go.
Crab goddess above, may you bless us in our journey to bring these steer what forth they may be towards. Jesus, Mary, and Crab goddess, thank you.
Hey, man.
You guys head down the road. You're not grinding any gears because you are an incredible driver. Roll 3 d8s for me. Add up the 2 highest.
Oh yeah. So 12.
12, you're fine.
I've dismantled and am cleaning every part of a handgun in the back seat. Or are we all in one bucket seat in the front? Artemis, thank you for letting us all sit up front here with you. I feel like we are all 3 hands to 1 man.
Just make sure to wear your seatbelts, for I am not a safe driver. I am an offensive one.
I don't wear seatbelts. I put my life in the hands of the crab goddess.
What do they call truck stop prostitutes? I forgot.
Lot lizards?
I've been in this industry for 13 years, mostly as a lot lizard. But now I'm lifted, and I'm very proud of myself.
So you're driving.
Please stop ashing on my leg. It's much easier to miss than it is to hit on account of the thin profile of my leg.
Well, maybe if your legs weren't so goddamn long, I wouldn't have to ash on her. You ever think about that?
Please, crab goddess, she does not know what she speaks. Have mercy on her.
All right, Autumn, roll 3 d8s for me real quick.
A 10.
You blow smoke.
Oh, yeah.
In Streets Hennessy's face, but it kind of, you do it, and it's offensive, but it sort of dissipates a little bit by the time it reaches him.
What do you think about that, you little
I'll reassemble my pistol and cock it, but then holster it.
You're just threateningly reassembling your gun over and over.
Fartimus Crustwood III was asleep at the wheel for about 10 seconds, but nobody noticed.
So you hear in the distance the faint wail of what in the trucker
whale?
world. No. You hear the wail of a siren coming. It's gaining ground quick.
Listen, comrades. We need to get these head of steer to the top of that mountain as quick as possible. Who says we defy the authorities and continue on our path unhindered?
You're a goddamn coward. I think we should murder these sons of
that
here
works
right
too.
now.
I agree. We should pull over so I can beat the ever-loving snot and sin out of those damn bears.
In the trucker world, a bear is a police officer.
And Bertha, you can pick up their car.
Yeah, motherfucker. I'll show it in the back of the truck. You just don't wait 1 second. Barnabas, I'm taking the goddamn wheel and I'm pulling us over to the side of the road.
My left claw is fused to the wheel, so I can't help but resist.
Jacob's able to kind of take her into an elegant crash. You're a little jostled. So the cop car, it whips up 2 kangaroo cops. They are literal kangaroos.
Kangaroos?
That's right. They pull their guns and they say, "Get out of the car! Get out of the car!"
I clamber over Fartimus's lap and let myself out with my long legs unfurling with a cloth roll under 3 legs. A moment, if you would, officers, and I lay it out on the ground and I open it up to reveal an Uzi, 2 pistols, and a crossbow.
I'm standing menacingly in the background just in case these motherfuckers think they can take us.
I'm in the driver's seat like, what's going on back there?
Yeah,
I can't turn around.
Leave.
The kangaroo cops, they open fire, but they don't really, they're missing you, but you are in a gunfight.
Streets
Streets,
fantasy.
get your guns assembled, you motherfucker! Meg Bertha runs up. She tries to melee the cop in front.
You do have a
gonna
rage
say-
skill. Actually, I don't think the rage skill counts for that. I think what it is the stupid skill.
And I roll, what's 8 plus 7?
15, holy shit.
Yeah!
I guess describe how you murder the shit out of this kangaroo.
I crushed the and then I take my cigarette and I put it in his eye. And then I take my other cigarette and then I put that in his pouch. The motherfucker.
His still living child screams in agony as you put out a lit cigarette on him. All right, Streets.
I ultimately decide to load the Uzi upside down into the crossbow. I pull it back and I tape the trigger down, and I fire the now shooting Uzi at the kangaroo cow.
You're not gonna kill him, but go ahead and tell me what kind of... You do some damage, so if you want to describe
Okay,
that to me.
due to the centrifugal force of the Uzicular gun, it has fired towards the general area of the kangaroo and is spinning around wildly, grazing him from all angles. And it has taken off all the skin around his neck, but at the same time cauterizing the wound, so he's in extreme but non-lethal pain.
Now, let me ask you this, Streets. Do you have all of your guns with you? Did you leave any in the truck?
I have stashed a gun in every conceivable compartment in the cabin.
That's good news for Fartimus. You do spot a gun that Streets has managed to stash in your own, what are those, the little things that...
Visor.
You can... Visor, that's it.
Fartimus looks in the rearview mirror and sees combat has commenced. Then he sees, what's this? A weapon? He reaches up with his little spindly hand, and it's too heavy. His claw drops, and he accidentally kicks the truck into reverse.
No!
So he starts reversing, but alas, he can handle this better than any weapon. He looks in the rearview mirror, sights his foes, and directs the truck towards this lone kangaroo.
All right, perfect. So roll 3d8 since you're
You
driving.
got it.
It might understand that these are very low. He may hit Bertha and myself.
That is correct.
Run me over, Falcon.
She'll pick up the truck.
If you want to describe how you, take care of that last police officer, who again simply tried to pull you over. You have no idea what was going on.
As I direct my attention back to the wheel, I look to my left. I see Streets mid-genuflect past just under the rearview mirror. The truck suddenly lurches over what seems like a kangaroo-sized bump in the road.
1 second, I do have a question. One question I want to address from the chat from Brock. They're asking of Fartimus, if you're fused to the wheel, do you hang your ass out the window to go to the bathroom, or how does that work?
Fartimus has been sitting in his own for years.
There you go. That's the
there's
answer.
No front driver's seat. It's just a throat of. Let's roll, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here.
Fartimus, how do you
That's
feel? How do you feel about this
That's
whole
the
scene?
goddess on a street.
Fartimus is asleep.
Oh, okay.
The slamming of the door as they get back in wakes him back up. Ah!
We gotta roll,
All
motherfucker.
right.
I stick my underwater sea mine back in the visor.
As you guys pull out of this open freeway where you just murdered 2 cops, you are afeared with the notion that some more cops may be on your tail. You could risk it and stay on the main roads, or you could take the back roads.
Oh, Fartimus could die any day now. Let's take the shortcut.
How old is Fartimus, I would like to know?
Fartimus is 872 years young.
I got a sister I can hook you up with.
Oh, at last. I hope she likes...
She's 18!
Whoa.
She'll be 18 in 3 years.
I hope she likes sitting in...
She's huge!
Every woman's dream.
I should hook you up with my niece.
You like a big fat dumb. I got you.
Oh no.
Yeehaw, as they say.
So by taking this shortcut, these are rough roads. So basically, what happens is you roll over what you can tell is it's some kind of spike trap. Your truck is intact, but as you drive away from the trap area, you see these like 3 cars. They're beat up. They're kind of rusted, and they're cruising in. They're coming in on you fast. This was an ambush they set up.
Companions, we seem to have some ne'er-do-wells as company on the road.
Well, seems to me that when we hit those spikes, we sprung an oil leak. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw a cigarette on the ground, see if we can't spark ourselves a little bit of fire. You know what I'm talking about? There we go. All right. Oh no, I got a 10.
You flick your lit cigarette. It catches the oil. One of the cars does light on fire, but they're still driving. These are protected cars, all right? One of them reaches out, throws a spear. Basically what happens is the spear hits one of your tires. Yeah.
Well, I was missing a few before this whole thing.
Oh, how many?
Jacob, no.
4.
I like how you guys are actively sabotaging yourself.
I noticed when I got into the truck, one was a wheel of Parmesan.
I'm getting big angry. Big Bertha's getting upset. I'm about to try to jump onto one of these other cars.
I know that if she doesn't get out of the cab soon, she'll tear us all to pieces. I use my offensive driving techniques to scooch closer to the vagabonds, providing an in-reach target for Big Bertha to sink her claws into.
You swing the wheel and you get yourself closer to one of these cars.
I'm trying to jump out this truck. I got 13.
So what was your goal here?
Jump out of our cab and land on top of their cab and start punching the out of their truck.
You do just that. I am going to roll for these vagabonds who are rattlesnakes.
Oh,
So, you know.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
One of them gets on top of the car, kind of steps out with his spear. He throws it. The spear, it lodges itself right in Bertha's shoulder.
oh
It hurts
my
bad.
God! I ain't got no health insurance.
Unfortunately, that will affect Bertha's ability to lift.
No,
no.
my one
Your lifting
love
days.
in this goddamn life.
You still got 2 cars on your trail. Bertha, your car is
I'm
kind of still
injured.
cruising.
Fartimus, pull over. Let me see if I can talk some sense into these boys. Bertha's out there and she's as
So he slams on the brakes and Polar Express Tokyo drifts the entire truck to a grinding halt. Fartimus pees a little bit.
Roll 2 d8s to see if you successfully piss.
Oh
Uh-oh,
no.
not again!
You accidentally piss in Streets' mouth.
Wait!
It's not intentional. It's not intentional. You're on opposite sides of the car, but
So the other cars are still driving at this moment, right?
I mean, if you're stopping, they're gonna like circle you. and pull
They
over.
stop. Okay. Gentlemen, why can't we not talk this out like civilized beasts of the road?
One of the snakes, he seems to be the leader. He steps out and he says, which you of course understand to mean, I've heard your message of peace, and I'm interested. I mean, what am I getting out of this?
And I point towards the rig and I see, do you see that rig back there behind me gleaming in the sunlight? You see over there that one of those wheels on the rig is a big thing of cheese? That's all yours if you let us pass.
What kind of cheese?
Parmesan Recchiato.
From what province?
Milan.
Fartimus leans out the window. Now hold on a minute, that's an heirloom.
Quiet, I'm working.
So I need you to roll 2d8, Jacob.
Okay.
Jacob! Artemis!
Fartimus doesn't know what day it is. Uh-oh.
Oh, Fartimus,
That's bad, 'cause
they hear you. They just
Oh, no.
they just don't care. And Streets walks over and takes the wheel of cheese off of the axle and presents it to this.
Can I get a little lift of the truck from Bertha, though?
She can try.
Oh, no, I
but
mean,
she's
no, I
at
do
a
it, I do
loss,
it.
So
Oh
Bertha,
my
I think you-
arm.
sorry to. No, you know what? I was just wondering how it feels to see somebody doing something where in better health you'd easily be able to lift this.
Quite a strain on my little old heart. I had a hard time with this. I'm getting angry, motherfucker. So I use my big angry skills. I get more strength to my good arm, and I try to punch.
Bertha, no.
I try to punch the motherfucker truck. Try to fucking spin me in the first place.
Dude, you punch. I didn't understand a word you said.
Who are you punching? Are you punching Jacob?
Yeah, punch Jacob, because I got this snake situation pretty tied up.
I gotta know who you're attacking.
I'm a dumb. So I'm punching one of the snakes right in the mouth.
That is a great place to end this. On a cliffhanger. See you all next time.
Goodbye, motherfucker.
If I could get out of this pilot, I would.
Inside Gaming is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Why haven't you gotten a VPN yet? Go to expressvpn.com/inside.
Howdy there, folks. You're probably thinking to yourself right now, where's my gaming news? Well, the folks over at Inside Gaming felt entitled to a small break for the holidays. So, what we have for you instead today is a little show that aired on something called Rooster Teeth Television. And that show is Big Muther Crab Truckers. Now, if you're not familiar with Big Muther Crab Truckers, it's a one-page RPG about crabs, like myself, who drive a truck. So please, sit back and enjoy Big Motherfucking Crab Truckers.
We're back. We got some more big crab truckers.
Four-wheeling in the swamp tonight under the moonlight where the critters roam. To cut through we shine a spotlight. You better hold tight. To me this is home. I need thrills, I need spills. You can keep your money and them dollar bills. Pedal to the floor tonight. Let's ride. Jump the head out the door. 2 shots, never feeling one more. 3 shots, I'm coming on the floor. Moonshine, take another sip of that moonshine.
Oh, that gets me pumped.
Oh, Zach's smoking. He's got his pipe going.
Is that some kind of wooden vape?
I don't believe in that fancy electronic cigarettes, so I get my tobacco from the earth.
Connor, streets. As you trade hands with the beautiful wheel of Parmigiano Reggiano, you see a flash from the truck. And at the same time, you see Big Bertha take the snake that she had in that big-ass claw and scuttle away into the earth to where you do not know. So you're now surrounded by, I think there were 3 living snakes left.
All right, I say now, fellas, and I've brushed aside the side of my jacket to reveal a revolver, a long one, like the Joker's from Tim Burton's Batman.
Naturally.
It goes down past my knee. That's why I walk with a limp, which is maybe some retconning. But I say, fellas, now hold on.
As they inch closer and closer to you, knives drawn, you hear the wrenching and tearing of metal as you see a beautifully accessorized claw lift the trunk of one of these barbarians' cars. Out steps Meaty Claws Marion, the Longhorn Decorator Crab, and from the very same trunk, you hear the scuttling of that smallest, but in many ways most noble and courageous of crabs, the humble hermit. That crab is Penny's McGillicuddy.
What carries his home on his back?
My name's Meaty Claws Marion. I love making sure that I have all the best decorated claws, but you know what? These big meaty claws ain't just for decorating. They for smashing, they for lifting, they for just getting all that cargo where it needs to go.
To clarify, the reason I described your claws being so beautifully accessorized is because you are not just any ordinary crab, you are a Longhorn Decorator Crab of meaty claws.
Gorgeous.
Pennies, if you want to go ahead and tell them something about yourself.
Well, I'd be glad to, there, Patrick. Name's Penny's McGillicuddy, which is ironic because I ain't got 2 to rub together. I left for the foothills many years ago to show my family what for, come back rich in both ethanol and cash from the shining business.
First and foremost, though, you are a driver. Let's pick up right there where we left off. So, streets,
had 3 snakes.
You are surrounded by snakes.
That's
by 3
correct.
snakes on 3 sides.
Yes.
And these 2 new crabs are before you. Go ahead, everyone.
I just said, now, fellas, I don't want any trouble. And then I saw these crabs pop out of the trunk, and I said, "Hail!"
Well, the snakes sort of turn their heads. Anyone can go right now. Nothing is happening.
Right. Well, I'm gonna unholster my pistol with my extremely long legs and arms. The only reason I can have a pistol so long. And I swing my pistol around and I shoot one of the snakes, which even though I'm not quite next to him, it is point blank because of the length of the barrel.
So why don't you roll 3 d8s?
Yes,
That's a
it's there.
13. You blow his damn head off.
That's what I was hoping would happen.
Venom spews across the dusty ground.
That's what happens. The streets always win.
What do you want to do?
I've consumed a lot of different types of corn in my day. I've had corn in many different orifices, often at the same time. So, a little bit of a little snake don't bother me. So I'm going to take from my pocket, emerges a full cob of corn, slide it in my mouth, rip every kernel off with my teeth, and prepare to launch them. But wait, because I want to coordinate an attack with Marion here. I wouldn't want to be spitting my kernels. We're not going to coordinate effort.
Zach chooses to skip his turn. King,
I didn't realize I was doing that.
what would you like to attack? Do you want to try to talk it out? What do you want?
Much akin to one of my favorite villains from the cinemas, Odd Job, I would like to take off my trucker cap and reveal that it is actually a pointed cap, which means that I will be whipping my hat at this snake as fast as I can to try and just knock his block off.
Yeah.
It is unfortunately a 1 and a 5.
The hat swings around, clear complete of the snake, and kind of nicks you on the hand as you try to reach up and catch it.
Thank you, I suppose.
All right, so one snake just clear misses. The next one, though, however, chomps down into the closest person, which just happens to be Meaty Claws Marianne.
I say, whoa, you unhand her in the name of the goddess. And I say, hold on. And I swing around with my big long pistol. Except this time, because I'm one for panache and not to play the same card twice, I toss it up and flip it and grab it by the end of the barrel, and I pistol whip this crab.
Woo! Pennies, you've been charging up your corn. Are you going to swallow that corn, or are you going to spit it like
With
hellfire?
a mouth still replete with corn, I'd like to unleash that theory on there, Snake. Oh, what we got there?
11? That's enough. Spewing kernel after kernel of corn in a barrage of bullet-like gunfire, you rip the final snake to shreds.
I say, I believe introductions are in order, and I extend my long Japanese crab claw, and I say, my nom de plume is Streets Hennessy. Either of you fellers a driver?
Well, unfortunately for you, he's the driver.
May be small, but damn it, I can see over the dash, and that's all I need.
How do you feel about the crab goddess?
I too have not borne. Oh my lord!
Ain't she a
Praise be the
beaut?
crab goddess.
Good God, if I
we
weren't a
could
crab of
only
faith
all look
before.
like her.
You're taking off?
As long as everyone's in here and everyone's buckled up. I may be drinking
I
shine
don't wear
on
a
the road,
seatbelt.
but I still maintain safety.
Can you
And
even
we're all
see?
You do notice something that might slow you down. The gas light is on. You're gonna run out of fuel here soon if you don't find a truck stop.
I better be a flying J. Last time I rolled into a Love's to refuel, they told me my kind weren't welcome there, despite being an entire dimension of crabs and steer.
I would like to take a moment to apologize for all the piss and swirling around the floor of the cabin. My compatriot Fartimus was a liberal crab with his lips.
I forgot about that.
I assumed that was the cattle,
man.
but thank you for the information after I have thoroughly stepped all over it.
So I'd like to pull into this here Flying J.
So did we-
Y'all take notice of this here Flying J. Not only are we going to be able to get gas here, but they have a fresh beef jerky stand as well as a Subway attached to a Sbarro pizza. So if you feel like real,
That they do.
authentic Italian food, please, by all means, we'll be here for about 30 minutes. You can go in and get yourself something good.
I step over Meaty Claws Marion and I adjust my my hat and I turn to my compatriots and I say, I'm gonna go find the chapel and confess to the deaths I've caused today.
I would like to make sure that we are thoroughly stocked up with supplies along the way, and of course, there's nothing better to do than to purchase as much Subway Sbarros as I possibly can. And that would be, by the way, Subway Sbarros is you order a sub sandwich from Subway and then you put an entire Sbarro pizza folded in half inside. Probably 12 of those. That'll satisfy us for the next 15 minutes.
Real quick, we'll cut over to the confessional. What's happening in there? You're
I'm
eating?
the trail mix that I got from the shop along the way.
Okay.
I'm on all of my knees. And I clasp my claws together and I look up the sky and I say, Crab Goddess above, I need to say real quick, I love you, I respect you, and I do everything in service of you. Today, that included taking the lives of some poor snakes. I tried to work things out, but my dumb compatriot got jealous when I lifted a truck because she was too injured to lift it herself, and so I had to shoot a snake in the head. This was done in service of you. I apologize. Amen. God bless you and regular Jesus. See you soon. We're bringing you some steer.
Am I allowed to praise and show my love in sing song in a similar way if I'm uncomfortable with confessing what I've done in my crab life sins?
As long as it is in service of the crab goddess, we won't have any such problems.
It is only in service of the crab goddess, yes. Do I need to roll or anything?
If you just want to sing, you're more.
Only imagine when Jesus comes back to life after 3 days.
While you two are worshiping her holy name, it looks like a truck driver friend of the road sort of sidles up next to you, Meaty Claus. It's kind of being friendly. Hey, what you hauling?
Howdy, stranger. We're hauling some cattle up to the lovely crab goddess, as she has specifically asked for this cattle. I don't know what she's going to do with it, but you know what? That's not my place to judge or even think. Blind faith, baby.
The stranger looks at their watch and says, "Well, I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you for chatting." And he leaves the Subaru.
Let's get the hell out of here.
I've also grabbed the slice from the Sbarro, but I am at the truck by now.
You're actually not at the truck because the truck is missing.
What?
Good
Well,
heavens!
You see a dust cloud in the distance that could only come from that rig and the methane produced by large-scale cattle
Marion,
production.
I'm so angry I could... No. Control yourself, streets. I look around. Is there any other type of vehicle?
I mean, there's some trucks, there's some motorcycles, there's minivans, all kinds of stuff.
As I peer,
I propose we steal a couple motorcycles and
Now,
head
hold on.
out.
There's no reason to steal.
Hold on. I see a 2001 Saturn Vue, cherry red, slightly faded from sun. I say we go find the owner, barter with our snacks and pizza, and in good faith, may she bless us. The crab goddess will let this person make a trade amenable to what we have, and we can get on
I
with it.
like that.
I'm gonna steal the motorcycle because you know what? I'm a lifter and I'm about to lift me a motorcycle. And I hop on top of that motorcycle and I ride on by my boys. It's like, last shot, kids.
I'm eyeballing the sheer size of this crab mare and relative to the size of the motorcycle. I think we'll try our luck with the Saturn Vue.
I spot the owner of the Saturn Vue. You tell easily
There's
she's the owner of the Saturn Vue because her t-shirt on the front says proud owner of a, and on the back, Saturn Vue.
Excuse me, ma'am. I noticed you're the proud owner of a Saturn Vue 2001, and I was hoping you could maybe accompany us in tracking down our rig, which has been unjustly lifted by, I can only assume, a non-crab goddess fearing individual.
It's at this moment that I then pull my pale lower body out from my shell, i.e. Stone Cold Steve Austin hat, and reveal my treasure, my hidden trove of goodies that includes one album of Matchbox 20's Mad Season, mint condition, still in the shrink wrap.
I say,
And
we're
then
just asking you to give us a ride, ma'am.
I scooch slightly to the left and reveal a copy of Matchbox 20's Yourself or Someone Like You, also in the shrink wrap, good as new.
She says, "You got any goo-goo dolls?"
I then lift up the last section of my shirt.
I say,
and
hold on,
reveal
don't
the
debase
pale
yourself
dingly
fully,
underneath and
Penny.
say, I did mention I'm amenable to a wife swap, and she's looking rather tantalized by this, what I'm offering her.
Unfortunately, she is a divorcee, so there's no swapping to be had. Says, "For me, you know, I never quite liked Matchbox 20. I was more of a goo-goo dolls fan." She tips her hat and walks away.
I turn to my good buddy Streets and say, we tried it the God's way, now we try it Penny's way. I ask him to grab the heaviest object in the store that he can carry out of the door in his claws.
I grab
for her
a
to
large
see.
whisk, and I make a mental note to confess again later. I'm thinking I push her really hard into the side of it and then take her keys and get in.
All right, roll 3d8s.
A 7.
Oh my.
You sort of trip and smash your head through the window of the Saturn.
I use that open window to open the door from the inside and get in. Let's say it's the back door, so I just get in the car. I say, if you could
Okay.
kindly follow that rig.
She runs inside the gas station yelling, "Help."
Well,
Penny, you think you can hotwire this?
I am a driver by specialty, so I think that I might be able to roll a good thing here. I would pop open that little lower compartment and with my hermit crab claws, rip the wires out and start fidgeting with him. The Saturn's engine rips through the sound barrier as it comes alive. It purrs with the power of 56 horses.
I open up that throttle as hard as I possibly can to make up that distance. Because I'm gonna catch this no good, rat, fink, dirty thief.
Pull up next to him, and in the cab, you see none other than that friendly truck driver who you were rapping with in the truck stop.
Sons of... Then I would like to take one big claw off of the handlebars, and I would like to lift and twist and try and flip the rig over.
I'm peering from the back seat of the view. I'm like, what the Sam she doing?
6.
So you try to flip it, and what happens instead is your claw gets stuck, dragged kind of under the truck. So you're hanging onto it, you're dragging under it, and the motorcycle just spins off. As you do so, the crab says, "What the hell?" and looks out the window, and he looks in his rear view, and he sees you tailing. And as he takes note of you, that Saturn pulls up right behind the semi. And I think that is where we should leave it for next time. Inside Gaming is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Why haven't you gotten a VPN yet? Go to expressvpn.com/inside.
Howdy there, folks. You're probably thinking to yourself right now, where's my gaming news? Well, the folks over at Inside Gaming felt entitled to a small break for the holidays. So, what we have for you instead today is a little show that aired on something called Rooster Teeth Television. And that show is Big Muther Crab Truckers. Now, if you're not familiar with Big Muther Crab Truckers, it's a one-page RPG about crabs like myself who drive a truck. So please, sit back and enjoy Big Motherfucking Crab Truckers.
The crabs are back in town, baby.
Four-wheeling in the swamp tonight under the moonlight where the critters roam. To cut through we shine a spotlight. You better hold tight. To me this is home. I need thrills, I need spills. You can keep your money and them dollar bills. Pedal to the floor tonight. Let's ride. One shot just to get out the door. 2 shots never feeling one more. 3 shots I'm no. Moonshine, take another sip of that moonshine.
Autumn's character, Big Bertha, you may remember as the loudmouth, who talks like this, smokes a lot of cigarettes, has got a serious attitude problem. She's the lifter of the group. A coconut crab. If we could show Bertha.
Yeah.
It also
Big ol'
dropped on the sound cue.
Girl.
Blinn, what is the name of your crab?
My name is Bidet Fromage, and I am a blue crab from the swamps of Louisiana. Hold on. From there, I got a green light. The swamps of Louisiana. I'm the fighter.
You're also skilled in Hush Puppy, which is sneaking.
Stealth, yeah.
That's how you learned it. Fan boat and wrestling gators.
That's right. Gator wrestling.
I'm sure they all come in handy. And Andrew, tell us about your crab.
Well, my crab's name is Billy Baby Teeth Briscoe. I'm a Florida stone crab.
You're known for your driving skills, but you're also heavily resistant to meth, crystal meth.
That's right.
You're very good at cleaning guns, and you are a best-selling writer of self-published trucker-themed themed erotica.
That is correct, yes.
So,
I can't read, but if I could, that's what I'd be reading.
so the last time we saw Big Bertha, you were pulled underground after killing a snake. And
Snakes make me so goddamn angry.
oh yeah, what were your skills? It was I have them right here, but I know it was stupid, smoking,
smoking, I believe, was one of the skills. Yeah,
and rage.
right. That was that. Yeah.
And then, of course, if we could show the crab goddess really quick, that is her worshipful highness that we all adore.
What a
She's gorgeous.
beautiful mother.
She's gorgeous.
She's royalty.
Big Bertha, you tumble through the earth, and dead snake still in hand. You crash to the ground, and you find yourself in kind of a large sinkhole cavernous area.
What the fuck is this?
Two more crabs, both adorned in trucker gear, much like yourself, kind of scuttle up to you.
How do you do, miss? I'm used to many crawdaddies, but I ain't seen no craw mamas. Nice to meet you.
Where the fuck did you come from? We're under the ground, goddammit! Crabs don't live under the goddamn ground!
How do you do, ma'am? How are I can smell by your cigarette. That's a menthol sky dancer. That's real nice. I appreciate.
We got
Hundreds.
a real trucker on our hands down here. I can see that.
I reach out to shake her with my crab hand, but it has been replaced with a crescent wrench because I lost my crab claw in a fan boating accident.
Bertha puts a cigarette back into her wrap, and she reaches out with her giant claw, and she takes the hand and she grips it as hard as she possibly can to see what this man is made out of. Turns out, made out of metal, because it's a goddamn wrench.
I am an amputee, that is correct.
You look around, there aren't really any trucks in sight. It's kind of just a freeway that stretches out in front of you into the darkness.
Nah, I'm sorry. I used to have a truck, but I lost it in a game. I lost it in a poker match. Bet it all. Bet my rig.
That's right, he was down in, he was gambling on a riverboat, and that's how we met. I have his truck, but it is in New Orleans.
I don't know what the fuck New Orleans is, but all I know is we gotta get a goddamn truck, and we gotta get to our crab goddess, alright?
Oh no, perhaps we can just walk. The first step to our long and arduous journey.
As you start walking, you kind of hear some kind of like a wailing in the distance.
I would like to go investigate the noises of this wailing.
As you move forward, you start to see empty crab shells littered around the place. They're all kind of there's some in cages hanging from the ceiling. It looks almost like a prison or something that you've kind of wandered into.
What the absolute fuck is this?
I am quite nervous. I do not want to die. Perhaps I can find the source for why these crabs are dead, our fellow brethren. Or crab daddies and crab mamas.
I got an idea. I take my lighter and I light my cigarette until it blazes on fire, using my smoking ability, and I throw it out deep into the tunnel, trying to shed a little bit of light on the situation. You know what I'm saying?
Roll 3d8s.
All right, I can't do math. 11.
The cigarette flies out in front of you, and you see the source of the wails, and it's crabs, and it's like a torture chamber almost. There's crabs on racks. There's crabs with claws missing. They're just
is there anyone alive that I can talk to and see if I can help them with my crescent wrench claw to free them from their imprisonment?
There are a few living crabs. They're pretty badly hurt.
I'd love to talk to them.
What do you say?
Oh, I say, my friends, what happened? How did you get into such a predicament? But I'm not happy, even though I just laughed.
right.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he fell down this hole. This got grabbed immediately. I didn't see what it was. And next thing you know, I'm rack getting dipped into hot butter. Lemon butter, so it stings. Nearby, but not quite near enough to get to power through any of you. A large mole, those gross like star noses, emerges from the earth. And,
Oh my god!
as he does so, he smashes through one of the tortured crab that you were talking to.
That's what the M in BDSM stands for. Mole.
Hold on a motherfucking second! Big Bertha used to be a lot lizard. I seen this before. These are these goddamn kinky ass moles. I'm getting fucking angry, motherfucker. I take my giant claw with the cigarette and pummel it directly into his disgusting starry nose. 14?
Oh, that's more than enough. Grab your cigarette and as you push it in his eye, and he's like, whee! He's not dead or anything. He's in some serious pain right now.
May I offer? This fellow seems like he's awfully angry, and I was wondering maybe if I could just read him some of my trucker-themed erotica. Maybe that would calm him down.
Yeah.
This is from Rig Johnson and the 18 Wheels of Desire. When Rig came back to his truck, the door was open. Sitting inside the cab was Jessie, the prettiest girl working at the abandoned Pizza Hut they turned into an all-night diner. She had everything. Hair the color of day-old coffee, most of her teeth and legs that went all the way down to a pair of Cabela sandals with built-in bottle openers. I hear you're hauling a big load, she cooed. The words leaked past a Capri. I took one sip of my Bill Miller's iced tea and threw it on the ground. Before I knew it, she unbuckled my dungarees and I whisked off her Denny's uniform. My vape rig wasn't the only thing bulging in my pants. Well, I'll leave it there. I don't want to get anybody too hot and bothered.
Gotta do it. I gotta say, roll 3d8s. Oh, that's great.
My God.
He's more embarrassed because he's now a little even more turned on than he was before. He's a little more relaxed now. If you want to try to talk to him or whatever you want to do, yeah.
I'd like to question him. I want to find out why he's hell bent on torturing all these crabs, our brethren. Mr. BDSMO, why do you find it so necessary to torture us crabs? We're normally peaceful people who are actually only interested in hauling goods from one side of this nation to the other in a truck, which we have yet to find.
He's like, well, I don't want to be doing this, but, you know, he makes me.
There's a malefactor.
Who, may I ask, is making you do such atrocities?
Well, Geppetto.
What kind of a name is that?
Did you say some kind of pedo was involved? I don't like that one bit.
Geppetto. Geppetto, just about the boss of everything down here.
Mr. Mole, I gotta ask you, where does this Mr. Geppetto reside in these tunnels?
Right there in the center.
Maybe a cardinal direction or a point would help us more in this situation.
Of course. If you head back the way you came, you'll notice a small creek running through the tunnels. You cross that creek, should lead you back Geppetto way.
Well, boys, are we going to this man's life up?
I think we got to find this malefactor, the one who's been pulling the strings.
I agree. Generally, I'm not one to stray off the path of the crab goddess, but we cannot let this injustice go on too much longer.
That's right.
So you cross that creek.
Do we use a fan boat?
Sorry.
I know how to operate it.
Yeah, there's very conveniently there happens to be a fan boat underground.
Friends, I have this under control. Follow me.
Kind of smashing into rocks, turning around quite a bit.
I said, this one's rusty, not like the one I have in the swamps.
But you successfully cross the creek, and you find yourself in a kind of a makeshift village of other crabs and what have you, other underground dwellers. About a kind of shanty town.
I noticed that you had some candy on that fan boat. We could offer it to one of these kids to come on the fan boat and tell us about this this bad character that we're after. I think that's a great idea. Hey, little kid, do you want to come back to the fan boat and have some candy and tell us secrets?
Uh-oh.
Clearly, their mother's had a talk with him, and he says absolutely not. Goes back to hanging.
I would like to approach a crab of equitable age to ourselves and say, hello, fellow adult. I do not want to offer you candy, but I do want to ask, what the hell is going on with this Geppetto fella?
He's like, oi, keep your voice down, bruv.
I have a very loud and raspy voice. It's what I get for growing up on Bourbon Street. What is going on with this Geppetto fella?
All of us what fell down this hole, we can't get out because of Geppetto. Geppetto, he's the boss round here. Runs things with an iron fist. Word is, he's got the only functioning truck down here what could smash through the barriers, locking us all inside. Yeah, you get me?
You're telling me Geppetto's got a truck. Now, see, that's something I know something about, because I'm a driver. I'm a truck driver.
Alright, Big Bertha's getting angry and impatient. So she takes her claw and she grips the shopkeep in her claw and she says, Mother, just tell us where this Geppetto fella is. Roll through the air. Oh no. 7.
Your claw slips and you accidentally crush the shopkeeper.
Oops, you're dead.
Not scaring him, but enraging pretty much everybody else in the immediate area.
I say, now calm down, everybody. I got plenty of beads for everyone from the Mardi Gras. I would like to try to help my group sneak out of this uncomfortable situation.
So yeah, you're able to kind of scuttle away. Yeah, you actually somehow manage to sneak out, and you kind of come to like a bridge.
I think the most sensible option right now is to cross this here bridge.
In front of you, on the bridge, jumps up. He's a long, bearded crab, gray. He's like, you wish to cross this bridge?
I did murder someone
He's like,
for no reason.
Tell me, friends. If you wish to cross this bridge, you must answer my riddle.
Oh God! Big Bertha gets big angry at this mother. I'm a dumb. Do you think I can answer any goddamn riddle you're gonna give me? She takes her claw and she tries to
He's like,
punch him.
that's kind of the whole point.
mouth.
Is that you won't be able to answer it.
Let's lift this mother.
You lift him high in the air. Are you like dropping him off the side, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm throwing him off the bridge.
As you do so, he's like, I come across as flat, but there's more to me than my surface. You hear the first little piece of a riddle as he falls.
Shut your goddamn ass up.
Are you just gonna walk across the bridge? You walk forward and you don't really see you see kind of like a large reinforced concrete. You know there's bound to be rebar in there. You can kind of see like light sort of shining through little cracks in it, but it's pretty sturdy. Between you and that wall, you see the biggest goddamn CB radio you've ever seen in your life, just kind of sitting on a table. You look around, you don't really see much else going on. There's sort of a garage door in one corner. Other than that, it's just like a big empty space.
Can I try to open the garage door?
It's not locked or anything, so yes, you just open it. Inside you see a truck.
All right, we got a truck. I guess we don't even need to talk to Geppetto.
There's nothing stopping you, other than the fact that there's no key. As you realize this, you sort of hear the sound of the radio crackle into life, saying like,
I'd recognize that garbled speech anywhere. That's trucker talk.
Should we go talk to the radio?
As you walk up to it, claws explode out of the side, and you realize this CB radio has become some crab's home. He's adopted it as his own shell. He's got eye stalks sticking out of it, claws coming out, legs. He's like, who the f*** are you?
Who the f*** are you, mother?
Geppetto.
Well, I'm going, so I'm just gonna hop in this truck and take my leave of your lovely establishment here.
We don't have the key.
God damn, that's right.
I want to use...
Looking for this. Holds up the key.
I want to use my wrestling ability to take that key from his claws, put them into my own. That's a 16!
Oh my God!
I take his throat into my crescent wrench claw and I clamp it as tight as it could possibly go until his little peepers are starting to bulge like a crab getting boiled to be served at Joe's Crab Shack.
That's right.
Keep talking. This is good stuff. This is definitely going in the book.
Yeah, and then I take my good hand that's not a crescent wrench claw, and then I swipe that key. And then I, with the key, scrape into his skull, Bidet Fromage, my name, so he will remember the day he crossed me.
He falls to the floor, gasping for air, but you have the key.
I personally think, guys, that we should get in the car and run this guy over with this big-ass truck. I do that cool thing where people toss the keys where they have it in one hand, and then they use their other hand to stop it, and then they go, "Hut!" And then it flies out like a slingshot.
I know exactly what you mean. I catch them keys. Regulators, mount up. We're out.
Yeah, boys, let's roll.
So you're all in the truck, and if I could get from Blaine a 3d8 just for the driving, because this is going to take some precision steering to both run him over and hit that.
10.
Yeah, you kill him. Why not? He looks up at the last minute and he's like,
Well, yeah, like I said, I'm double clutching. I hit that horn right here. Bam, bam. Give one of those because there's some kids. Those kids that we ran into earlier. They're doing that thing. Pull that little horn. Yeah, and
you've done that about 8 times now.
Yeah, and I just gas it right through that little shanty town.
You're
running over the shanties.
Yeah.
You just run over a bunch of people. Yeah, we freed you, mother.
corrugated metal is
Yep,
flying
yep.
this way and that.
Unintentionally ruining hundreds of lives in the process.
The
I
trucker's
love
way.
it. I love it. Inside Gaming is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Why haven't you gotten a VPN yet? Go to expressvpn.com/inside.
Howdy there, folks. You're probably thinking to yourself right now, where's my gaming news? Well, the folks over at Inside Gaming felt entitled to a small break for the holidays. So, what we have for you instead today is a little show that aired on something called Rooster Teeth Television. And that show is Big Motherfucking Crab Truckers. Now, if you're not familiar with Big Motherfucking Crab Truckers, it's a one-page RPG about crabs, like myself, who drive truck. So please, sit back and enjoy Big Motherfucking Crab Truckers.
Four-wheeling in the swamp tonight under the moonlight where the critters roam. To cut through we shine a spotlight. You better hold tight. To me this is home. I need thrills, I need spills. You can keep your money in them dollar bills. Pedal to the floor tonight. Let's ride. One shot just to get out the door. Two shots never feeling one more. Three shots I'll be coming on the floor. Moonshine, take another sip of that moonshine.
Introduce yourselves and then introduce your crab.
I'm Connor from Inside Gaming, and maybe your neighbor if you live near me. But my crab is Streets Hennessy, and I'm going to have to do some jogging here, but I believe I'm a chaplain. I'm a firearms expert. I'm a fighter, most importantly. But after that, I'm very fair.
So my crab's name is Big Bertha. She's big. She's a
And then joining us for the first time, a new crab, Alana, if you would.
Yeah. My crab's name is Herman. He's a hermit crab. He's a small little boy, you know. And his shell is actually made of the skin of an iguana. It was by accident. Don't worry about it. Which means he can kind of camouflage, which is pretty sick. But he is also very sharp. Both. Sorry, what was that, Connor?
Alana, do you mean chameleon?
Yes, I definitely mean a chameleon. You're absolutely right. I wrote an iguana.
So
It's
fine. It's
definitely
not like
the
we're
wrong
lying.
thing.
We'll just
You
roll
are
it back.
100% correct.
At the end of the day.
I definitely mean the other kind of lizard. Thank you. He's also very sharp, which, you know, could work in two ways. He could be real sharp in terms of his little crabby bits, and he could be real sharp in the brain. But he can also retract into his shell for self-defense, as he is very shy.
The truck is speeding down the road, the one that with the 20 head of steer. Connor, you see a bright flash of light. Zach, your driver, has suddenly disappeared from the driver's seat. Your car is now, your Saturn is now going 90 miles an hour towards the back of the pickup truck with the steer, which has been commandeered by somebody who I believe distracted Caden in order to steal the rig. At the
There was
same
pizza, I think. We were at a Sparrow.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, okay.
At the same time, up ahead of that truck, an enormous rig comes smashing out of the earth. Big Bertha hanging onto the hood. And at the same time, the truck with all the steer in it, the door kicks open, and inside you see a small hermit crab that you've never met before.
Hey guys, it's Herman.
Hermit, somehow I heard him talk from far away, even in a very mild-mannered, low voice.
Oh, are you talking about me?
Right.
Yeah, g'day, mate.
Howdy.
How's it going?
Have you been in there the whole time?
Yeah, nah, I've just been hanging out here, you know, by myself. Don't worry about it.
That's good.
Yep.
Smells like shit in there, doesn't it?
Oh, it's self-cleaning. It's like a vagina.
I slam my foot on the gas and I wedge the hood underneath the rig in front of me so as to eliminate any gap and danger for Herman to traverse over.
Real quick, I want to swing over to Big Bertha, who is currently perched atop a rig that is careening towards another rig.
Oh God.
What are you doing? What you doing?
Oh my God! She's screaming, just in case you didn't get that. Okay.
She's screaming and vaping at the same time. Got it.
Yes.
She doesn't vape. She smokes menthol.
Oh, that's right. She's all about actual nicotine.
I gotta jump off this truck if I have any way to survive this. So she's gonna jump off the truck, but since she's very strong, hopefully she'll be able to take a little bit of a beating.
You deftly roll, showing a grace previously unknown to your species, land beautifully on the ground, unharmed.
It's 8. Crabs have 8 legs or 6?
No one knows.
6 legs and 2
claws.
pincers.
Well, maybe Big Bertha has 5. Maybe she lost a leg in her lot lizarding days.
From diabetes.
More likely from diabetes.
A little of this, a little of that. You know?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick one leg, other long leg out the door of the back seat and snag Bertha as she...
I mean, I maybe should mention that by the time you get to her, the other truck will have smashed into you.
I'm going to pray to the crab goddess that something saves us, and I'm a chaplain, so I can roll 3d8. Hold on, and I'm rifling through a CD case. This is perfect. This is my church music. Hold on, and I slip this into the CD player of the Saturn, and I say, "Hey, crab goddess, it's me, Streets. I know I've been asking you for a lot these past few days. And I've been through hell and back just getting these steer to you, and I sure know you'd like them. And I hate to cuss in your company, dear goddess, but we are sure as hell Sam well here on this road. And I really would appreciate a lightning or a hurricane or same sort of locust horde to throw one of these trucks off. Of course, I don't know. I don't want to die yet. Jesus, Mary, and Crab Goddess, amen. I bless you, and I do it all in service of you."
As you say that, a large tornado looms in the distance. You rolled very high. It rolls in the distance and comes screaming towards the trucks, ripping one of them out of the way, the one without the cattle. But now you kind of have another problem.
Well, we did. I suppose that I'm going to try to make sure that the Saturn is on course. It's going straight ahead, and then I'm going to climb out the window and start making my way as quickly as possible towards the front of the truck with the cattle in it, while also using my shell to avoid any debris or storms that may come at me.
Inside, you can see the vile thief driving away, also looking a little panicked. There's a tornado coming straight for him, but he maybe doesn't have as deft a hand at the wheel as you do.
If it's my turn again, I would then probably camouflage into the seat next to him, and when he yawns next, do a stealth takeover. But I'm probably going to need Big Bertha's help, frankly. I think that I can get in, but I probably need that Big to fight him.
Big Bertha sees something crazy going on up ahead. She doesn't know what the is happening, but she wants to fight. She's mad. So I jump into the truck, and immediately my enormous body is blocking the view of the driver, and I take my claw and I stick it directly into his face. Basically, he can't see. He can't see anything.
I'm just sitting on the seat, invisible, here to assist.
I pull out my crabular mobile phone and I call the number on the back that is the answer to the question, "How's my driving?" in hopes that the phone number, which is wired to a landline inside the cabin of the rig, is picked up by the thief.
You could have said walkie-talkie, but...
All right, the phone call goes through. He says, "Hey, can't really talk right now. I'm blind, driving into a tornado because there is another crab, a gigantic, dumb crab, completely blocking my view as I'm driving into this tornado. So if you want to just maybe shoot me a line a little later today when this is over, it'd be better for me. Is that all right with you?"
I was just wondering if you could slow down a little bit.
He says, again, I'd love to. There is an 800-pound crab sitting on top of me right now, blocking my view. And last I saw, there was also...
And I hear... I hear you. I'm listening. I fully understand what you're saying. I would just like to know if you have a moment. I know you're busy. I know you're being blinded by an 800-pound crab with an enormous club. Why did you steal the truck?
He says, listen, again.
In two words. Just in two words, if you could.
Big Bertha takes the phone and rips it out.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah. We must have been disconnected. We must be in a dead zone.
The crab thief says, oh God, please don't hurt me.
Why the f*** are you driving our truck, you son of a bitch?
He's like, I'm sorry, please don't kill me.
Get the f*** out of our truck, you son of a bitch, or I'm gonna murder you.
Bertha used intimidate for sure.
He leaps out and he rolls, and you kind of the tornado. It's a little, the wind's a little weaker. It's not affecting your car yet, but he's very light. So you see him go,
oh no.
Kind of get sucked off into the tornado.
There is a large big sitting next to me, which is a problem. Yeah, I think we should probably try to, slow down and do a U-turn.
Okay.
Safely. Indicators are on.
You swing the car around very gracefully. Everyone's very impressed. Yes. The Saturn does dislodge itself from the back and is now sitting in the path of the tornado with Streets kind of just like sitting there with the phone in their hand.
I get out and start running and wave my long arms. And since they're so long, they should appear over the horizon even if my friends have gotten away from me.
One thing you do not know about Big Bertha is she has an excellent memory for faces. This comes from her lot lizarding days when she had to remember frequent flyers. When she sees Streets Hennessy on the horizon, and she goes, motherfucker, I know you. You know what? F it. She's stupid. She jumps out again because she really does not think quite past 2 minutes.
I gotta say,
so two of you are in the direction.
I must admit I've been better, Bertha, but it is good to see your big dumb face.
I don't really feel like I should stop. I sort of, the sharp thing to do is probably the selfish move, which is to continue. So I'm not brave, I'm just a little hermit.
I moo to get the cow's attention.
Oh no.
Okay.
You fail to moo.
What is that god-awful noise coming out of your mouth? I'm a stupid and even I know that is a monkey.
You fail to move.
Do you have any ideas, Streets?
I am a firearms expert, and I could try to shoot the wheels out, every single one of them.
What if I throw?
That seems like a terrible idea.
I take out a Winchester from inside my pocket, and I take aim for a ricochet pattern that would target the e-brake, and I pull the trigger.
You do it.
Yes!
Oh, shit.
What's happened to the truck?
The truck is stopped. Let's get the truck.
Gee, boss.
Should we get in the truck, Streets? I know you. You were in the Saturn with me.
Oh, yes. Hello. I'm just trying to get this truck to its destination. Nice to see you survived.
Good to see you're doing well. Are you a driver?
Yeah, very efficient.
Are you comfortable with sitting on a mound of for the next hours at least?
You're all on the open road now. Headed up the mountain, straight to the crab goddess. 20 head of steer, safe and sound, secured. When suddenly,
oh no.
You realize you're rolling on rims. The tires have been popped. You hear loud pops everywhere. You look out. You see spike strips.
That's right. I want to get to the mountaintop.
What the f*** is a spike strip? God damn it!
Look, until we're out of quarantine, you're not getting up that mountain.